What's going on, everybody? How you doing? Today's video is a donation request. This is for Jeff. This is Simon Phillips, the drummer. Wow. Okay, and protocol for the song Pentangle, studio live session. So live in studio. Wow, amazing. That's what we're checking out. Oh, this is for the drummers. We got a couple for the drummers coming up from Jeff. So here's number one. If you're new here, please subscribe. Check out my videos, all kinds of videos, reaction videos, bass videos, music videos. Check it out. If you like the channel, you want to support the channel, all kinds of ways. You can hit super thanks underneath this video. You can hit me direct in the description. I got PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, Amazon wishlist, mailing address, and I do donation requests just like this one. So if there's something you want me to watch, listen to, talk about, hit me direct, PayPal, Cash App, Venmo. In the notes section, leave a link, leave a description. Let me know what you want the video to be on, and I'll make the video. You can also email me at jpanreadsemail@gmail.com. Thank you, guys. All right, so Jeff says, love the channel, really good stuff. Would love for you to check out these two drummers and their bands. Jazz fusion music. Oh yes, jazz fusion. Oh boy. Dave Weckl and Simon Phillips. Yes, Dave Weckl. Wow. This is getting really drummery. Drummery? Yeah, drummery. This is very drummery. I have studied with Dave Weckl, and he is one of the best drummers out there, and I really can't say enough about Simon Phillips. Both amazing stuff. Would love to get your take on this type of music. There you go. Okay, so Dave Weckl. Can't say that I've heard a ton of... I know who Dave Weckl is. I'm sure that there's some fusion stuff that I've heard that he's on. I'm sure. He's like the super technical one. He's not like incredibly musical. For me, this is really pulling the memory banks, because this is like some Berkeley time stuff, you know, when I was more listening to all that kind of stuff and being around a ton of drummers who were into drummers like Dave Weckl, you know, and them having debates with each other about like, you know, and that's why I'm like vaguely remembering that Dave Weckl was like the really technical guy, but like didn't have like, wasn't super like, not the feel guy or the musical in that kind of way guy. I could be wrong. I could be remembering it wrong, but that's about all I know about Dave Weckl. And Simon Phillips, I just think of Toto. I grew up with Toto, you know, I just think of Toto, but he's done more than that. So the first one that we're doing today is Simon Phillips. And let's get a little information on Simon Phillips, because I'm positive I don't know everything about the guy. Began playing professionally at age 12 in a Dixieland band led by his father, Sid Phillips, for 4 years. After his father's death, he started playing pop and rock, found work in production of the musical Jesus Christ Superstar, worked as a session musician for cast members. This led to other session work. Beginning in the 70s, he worked with Jeff Beck, Gil Evans, Stanley Clarke, Peter Gabriel, Pete Townsend, and Frank Zappa. Phillips was the drummer in the Phil Manzanera and Brian Eno supergroup 801. I don't know a ton of Brian Eno. What was that album? Music in Airports or something like that? Yeah, I know that one. It's been forever since I heard it, but yeah. On their 1976 album 801 Live, he replaced Judas Priest. Wow, he played for Judas Priest? Wow. He replaced Judas Priest drummer Alan Moore to record on the band's Sin After Sin album 1977, and on that album, Phillips introduced the combination of the double bass drumming that would come to define heavy metal in later years. You're kidding me. Really? What? Particularly the thrash metal subgenre, which emerged in the 80s. No way! The track Dissident Aggressor was an early example of the tempo and aggression, which would soon become synonymous with the new wave of British heavy metal. Oh, okay, so like Iron Maiden? Is that? I wonder what that sounds like, what that example is. That sounds interesting. Author Andrew L. Cope has described Sin After Sin as a key album in the development of heavy metal technique, in particular for its use of double kick drumming. That same year, Phillips played on Evita. Around 1978, British guitarist Gary Boyle made an album called The Dancer featuring Simon Phillips. Phillips played on Michael Schenker's 1980 debut album, The Michael Schenker Group, as well as Mike Rutherford's Small Creeps Day. In the early 80s, Phillips formed part of RMS with session musicians Mo Foster and Ray Russell. Phillips played and co-wrote songs on Jeff Beck's 1980 jazz rock fusion album There and Back, featuring his double kick prowess on the song Space Boogie, which he also co-wrote. Another song, The Pump. Okay, this. What else? Drummer for The Who on their 1989 American Reunion Tour, and appeared on solo albums by Roger Daughtry and Pete Townsend. Also in 1989, he recorded his debut album with the band Protocol. Wanting to make bigger changes in his music career, Phillips decided to move to Los Angeles in the 90s. In 1992, Phillips had recently completed the recording of an album in England when he was invited by Toto to fill in for Jeff Porcaro after Porcaro died following the completion of the recording of Kingdom of Desire. He became the band's only choice to replace Jeff for two reasons. Jeff himself viewed Phillips as one of his most favorite drummers, the other being Gregg Bissonette and Vinnie Colaiuta. Vinnie Colaiuta, yeah, right. I mean, Vinnie Colaiuta is one of the greatest drummers. He's ridiculous. Gregg Bissonette is also obviously great, and that he toured with Steve Lukather and Carlos Santana on their solo tours. Phillips decided to settle permanently in Los Angeles on that matter and began rehearsals with the band, and the Kingdom of Desire tour, Phillips officially joined Toto. I remember him leaving, because I was in LA at the time, and what was up with that? Something happened around that. I don't remember what it was. Yeah, I remember something happened. I don't remember. It doesn't say it in here. Phillips' last show with Toto was in 2013. He left the following year to focus on his solo career and was replaced by Keith Lockhart. Okay. I suppose that's what happened. I thought that something else is going on, but I could be wrong. Yeah, this is like a session guy. Yeah, okay. He did some albums with Hiromi, Asia, Derek Sherinian, Gary Moore, Jeff Beck, Jack Bruce, Joe Satriani, John Anderson. Yeah, he's like a session guy to me. I mean, like, yeah, he played in Toto or whatever, but clearly he's a session guy. He's just done. I mean, all those Toto guys are session guys. That's one of the reasons why they're fantastic, because they're session guys. Anyway, so what are we doing? We're doing Protocol for Pentangle, sorry. This is live from 2019. This song, or off of this album, whatever this is, was nominated for a Grammy Best Contemporary Instrumental Album, and it's live in studio. All right, let's check this out. Bam. It's way up there. I'm like, how's he hearing? What's going on here? He must have a monitor. But that would be an intense amount of bleed. That's why I'm like confused. They're so quiet. Oh, there it is. Cool. All right. Yeah. Jazz fusion. Wow. Wow. um, yeah, I mean, there was a time and place where I used to listen to jazz fusion and jazz and all of that. Well, jazz fusion, it's cool. I'm not that kind of player. I'm not like that. I mean, I've played Brecker Brothers stuff. That's really not my bag, though. Like, it really is not. I appreciate, and I'm like, yeah, that you guys are amazing. That's cool. But I'm not going after your gigs or anything like that. That is not my, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. Very technical, what is the audience for it? To me, it's not as big as an audience, so that can be rough. To me, it just reminds me of when I was at Berkeley. I listen to lots of that kind of stuff. Return to Forever, Weather Report, obviously. I didn't really get into my of it. I didn't like dive crazy into it, really. It wasn't that wasn't my thing at all. I think that he's really good. I think Simon Phillips is really good. I think everything sounds good. What he's doing sounds good. I know I have played with a guy that plays with him in his band right now. This sax player, really great young sax player. I used to play with him for like 9 years, like on and off for like 9 years, actually. Yeah, really great sax player. I would say it's cool. It's just very technical. It's just very technical. I'm not sitting there counting. I don't do that. That's not, I mean, I can, but like, that's not what I'm in music for. To count and to like, okay, to be nerdy in that kind of way. I'm past that, and I don't mean that as like I'm above that or any of that kind of thing. I just don't, that's not what I enjoy about music. Like, oh yeah, let me count now, right? I would be an accountant. No, no. I like it for the, for playing, the feel of playing in a band, obviously the audience also, and also just the feel. Even if there's no audience, I still lots of times don't care as long as the band, like that's how I think about it. If you're playing to nobody or near nobody or anything like that, I'm just like, that means that we have to play and have fun together here now. I'm not bothered by it, in that kind of way, because I'm not specifically only there for that. I'm also there just to play because I like to play. Like that's what I do. That's what I like to do. I like to play. So let's play. Like who cares who's here or not? Let's play. So when there's drum solos, it reminds me of those videos that I've done where that Chris Dave video, right? We talked a bit about that, where it's like the bass player is just playing in one time and Chris Dave is doing a whole other thing, right? That was a Thelonious Monk tune, right? And drum solos. It's like, it's kind of the same thing. It's like, this is where your internal, your clock needs to be, don't get lost, basically. Don't get lost. Don't get lost. Don't screw up the time. Don't screw up the pattern. Don't mess up. You learn to get good at that and like kind of set yourself up and have that in you so that you're not like thrown or whatever. When you're first starting out and drummers are doing this, and it's bound to happen. It's bound, a train wreck and just getting lost in the pattern and lost in all of it, getting messed up by whatever they're doing or trying to do. It's like bound to happen. And not at this level. Not at this level. But yeah, it's just one of those things. Drum solos. I'm more of a song guy. I like songs. I like solos. That's fine. That's fine. Solos are fine. I've certainly listened to and played and transcribed my share of solos, for sure. Anyways, this was cool. Everybody sounds good. Cool stuff. Really super fusiony, just like the key sounds and the chords, just as like and how the guitar player is playing. Very jazz fusion, super jazz fusion. Oh yeah, wow, amazing. Okay, so up next we got Dave Weckl. This one should be interesting because I feel like I'm way less familiar with Dave Weckl. Like, way less familiar. At least I'm familiar with, you know, I've been through Toto's discography, so like I've heard Simon Phillips. You know, I've heard him. Dave Weckl, I know I've heard Dave Weckl also. He was well, we'll get to it in the video. Be on the lookout for that. I'll catch you in the next video.